In 914 AD, after the emir of Aturpatakan Yusuf executed Armenian king Sumbat I, the question of the existence of the Armenian kingdom was critically posed. Armenia was divided, and the country was constantly subjected to invasions. The state institutions, the management system, and the army had been dismantled. Many cities and fortresses of the kingdom had been conquered. Royal rival thrones were established under the leadership of Gakik Artsruni and Ashot Shapuhyan, and it seemed that the fall of the Bagratuni kingdom was near. Despite everything, the country, though defeated and weakened, wasn't deprived of the ability to fight the enemy. At this critical moment, the task of preserving the Armenian kingdom was taken up by the young crown prince Ashot, who was destined to battle both external and internal forces. After the martyrdom of King Sumbat I, Ashot, along with his brother Abbas, tries to stabilize the situation through guerrilla warfare, surprise attacks, and swift raids. The aim is to create the necessary conditions for future victories. The crown prince initiated the renovation of fortresses and walls, stationed garrisons there, and stocked provisions for the supply of troops. After the preparatory work, Ashot Bagratuni took the offensive and launched a surprise attack on the large military units of Bagravand, crushing them. The Arabian forces stationed in Shirak were also defeated, after which it was possible to reclaim the ancestral lands of Gugark. Developing the northern campaign, Ashot Bagratuni swiftly led his troops to the capital of Verk, Tbilisi, and captured it with an unexpected attack. Suddenly, from Gugark, Ashot the Iron swiftly reaches the army of the Arabs, which was in the capital of Georgia, Tbilisi, and there he slays some of them, and he held some of the honorable people in chains in prison, so that by disarming them, he could exchange them for those Christians who had been captured by the evil policemen. History of Armenia by Hovhannes Draskana-Kurtzi. After the defeat of the Arab army in the Agstev Valley, great excitement arose in the country. The struggle quickly spread from the northern and southeastern regions, including Ani Divin and Shunik, from the west and south towards Vaspurakan and the Lake Van Basin. The enemy lost its combat capability and could not recover from the Armenians' multi-step strategy and rapid, unexpected attacks. As a result, in the same 914 CE, Crown Prince Ashot was finally recognized as the King of Armenia by the Armenian nobility, and the throne was legitimized by the coronation conducted by Georgian King Adarnerse II. Thus, through persistent battles and flexible strategy, Ashot became worthy of his father's throne, and through courage and perseverance, he earned the nickname Iron. However, the situation did not stabilize. The prolonged wars, rebellions, and natural disasters, the famine reaching cannibalism, had put the achieved successes into question. The possible loss of the Armenian buffer zone was creating a dangerous situation for Byzantium as well. Therefore, the Byzantine Emperor, Constantine VII, invited Ashot the Iron to the capital to discuss the issue of forming a united Christian front against the Muslim invaders. In the year 916, Ashot the Iron returned with Byzantine troops, but soon found himself alone against the enemy once more. Despite this, after a persistent and consistent struggle, in the year 919, Yusuf was forced to recognize Ashot's reign and sent him a crown. After some time, the Caliph also recognized the supreme authority of Ashot the Iron over the other kings, and granted him the title of Shahanshah, or King of Kings. However, the throne of Ashot the Iron was not yet secure, as Yusuf, who had rebelled against the Caliph and was captured, was again freed in 922 AD and resumed his policy of conquering Armenia. Perhaps the most decisive and significant of the many battles was the Battle of Sivan, which took place in 924. Ashot the Iron faced General Bashir, who had assumed the position of governor of Armenia. The Armenian side, sheltered on the Sivan island in front of Bashir's massive army, had only a few hundred men, most of whom were lightly armored archers without the special equipment for close combat. It was decided to move towards the enemy camp by putting the soldiers on a boat, and before reaching the shore, create an opportunity to land the heavily armored unit by surprise attacks and crush the enemy. He quickly prepares 11 ships, embarks 70 noble men on them, and arms his servants on the wide lake with bows, who are brave and skilled archers, almost never missing even a hair's breadth. Then he himself boards the ship with them, and they go to engage in naval battles against the enemies. History of Armenia by Hovhannes Draskanakertsi. To mislead the enemy, Ashot the Iron also took a position on one of the boats, taking along the royal flag. It seemed to Bashir that the king was coming to surrender accompanied by the entourage. Meanwhile, not far from the shore, the boats unexpectedly stopped advancing and the archery began. Bashir failed to gather the panic-stricken fleeing soldiers and form a battle line, and the defeat of the enemy, deprived of the possibility of a counterattack, was complete. After the Battle of Savan, Armenia soon freed itself from the ambitions of Byzantium, the encroachments of the Sajan of Aturpatakan, and even achieved the complete overthrow of the supremacy of the Arab Caliphate, refusing to pay even the greatly reduced taxes. Thus, thanks to Ashot the Iron's persistent struggle, the Bagratuni kingdom was now fortified, and the country embarked on a path of economic and cultural prosperity.